Welcome, welcome. Welcome to, thank goodness, it's Fertility Friday. My name is Dr. Carmel Wiseman, and today let's talk about dudes and baby making. So I'm just going to get right to the point here. Look, guys, if you're having trouble with baby making, if you and your sweetheart are having trouble with that, it might not just be because of your sweetheart, okay? Things like how many swimmers you have, your hormones, your body parts, your lifestyle, and your overall health can really impact your ability to make a baby and to make a healthy baby, which I know you're committed to. You want to have a healthy, happy baby. So, to help figure out what's going on and how you can fix it, I'm going to invite you to consider the following barriers to baby making so you can be a dad. All right. So, the first, number one, is our hardware issues. Okay. So, hardware issues can include structural changes in your hardware that impact the quantity and the quality of your swimmers. So that means it might also be any kind of blockages that are blocking the movement of your swimmers. You know, they've got to go somewhere and they got a job to do, those swimmers. So let's make sure that they're healthy little swimmers and that they can swim where they need to swim so that you can make that baby. The second thing are software issues. So we're talking about your swimmers here specifically, not just how many, right? We standardly, when you go for an examination with a fertility specialist or even your doctor, they look at how many swimmers do you have? What is their ability to swim? Like, do they swim really well, or are they kind of slow swimmers? And what is their shape? Because that also impacts their ability to do their job. Now, in addition to that stuff that you may have heard of, I'm going to share something with you now that I'm pretty certain you haven't heard of that does make a huge difference in the success of the pregnancy. And that is specifically the genetic material that your swimmers carry, the DNA of the sperm, can contribute to the success of the pregnancy. So you may be out there saying, all right, Dr. Carmel, how much does it really matter what kind of shape the genetic material is that are in my swimmers that are, going to do their job to make a baby? Well, in a research article, which I'm going to post below once I finish this, there's a research article. There's many of them, but I just took one and I'm going to post this below. And the research is showing that 50% of spontaneous miscarriages in the first trimester are indeed due to the quality of your sperm, meaning the DNA. And there is a way we can find out what the quality of it is. Now, finally, another type of issue to consider, the third one, are hormonal changes. And we'll talk about that another week more in detail, but I'm just going to leave it at that right there. So there are three things you need to look at that can be barriers: hardware issues, software issues, and hormonal issues. Now, what is the one? And, I've got my phone here so I can see if anybody guesses this correctly. What do you think is the one, let's say, factor that all these could have in common that would impact the hardware, the software, the hormones? What is that issue that you have going on? And I'm looking here at my Facebook feed. I don't see any answers yet, so maybe somebody will guess it in the replay. But I'm going to go ahead and tell you. So it is oxidative damage. Now, what does that mean? Well, it's also known as oxidative stress or oxidative damage. And that's when there's too many bad guys called free radicals in your body, and they cause damage to your cells, including to your swimmers. It's like when rust forms on metal because of exposure to oxygen. When there's too much oxidative stress or damage, it can lead to problems with your health, including your fertility. Now, I'm going to give you my top 3 recommendations. So I've, identified like one of the major issues that can be due to your issue and not her issues going on, or we call them barriers, right? And here's what we do to remove these barriers. My top 3 recommendations to address them or fix them. Number 1, reduce your exposures to toxins, including chemicals at home, at work. These can be things like pesticides, smoke, cleaning materials, exposure to mold. These are just a few. A few weeks ago, I did a Facebook Live on living in a toxic soup bowl, and I talked about these exposures to toxins more in depth. Number 2, avoid keeping your cell phone in your pocket. This is the first thing I ask all the guys that come for a consultation and join my programs is, first off, where do you keep your cell phone? Where is it right now? Is it in your pocket? Take it out. Also, you can buy things that will block that radiation and so that it doesn't impact the quality of your swimmers. Okay. So there are cell phone cases like I can, if people are interested, I can give you some recommendations. I don't have any affiliate relationships with them or get any financial compensation, but there are products out there to make carrying a cell phone on you safer. You could also keep it in a backpack or a briefcase or something like that rather than on your body. The distance of the cell phone from your body is really the key. And if you read in the legal part of your cell phone manual, which is actually on your phone, it'll tell you to keep it at least 1 inch away from the body. So please keep it away from your swimmers. All right. And then the third thing is I'm going to invite you to upgrade your diet to include a lot of antioxidants. And these are foods that are colorful, fruits and vegetables. So the easy way to do this is basically to eat all the colors of the rainbow. And the nutrients, the antioxidants in these foods will fight those bad guys. It'll fight those free radicals. So to conclude, we talked about the 3 top issues or barriers that you could have that are in the way of becoming a dad. We talked about my top 3 recommendations, and my final thoughts are: test, don't guess. You'll probably hear me say this every single episode. When when we're dealing with things that are so important, like fertility, like a healthy pregnancy, like your future child's health of like their whole entire lifetime, you get to have an impact on right now by getting healthy. So test, don't guess. If you want to get to the bottom of your issues and discover what the barriers are, please reach out to me. I'd love to support you in finding, fixing the issues so that you can hold that sweet baby in your arms. All right, have a fantastic Friday. Thanks for coming to Let's Talk About Dudes and Baby Making. Be well.